Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another video series of the NHL Playoff 2022 with the Hockey Coach Guru, Coach Friendship for the Hockey Nation Live Show. Today, it's all about between the Los Angeles Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, the stat, the profile, the roster, and finally, the injury update. But before we start right away, we want to invite you, please don't forget to click on the likes and tell me what is your prediction between the Kings and the Oilers. Let's dive in right away there for all the information you need to know. First, the first game, May 2nd at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. The Kings are in Edmonton. Kings have a really good year this season. They surprise, honestly, they have 44, 27, and 11 for a total of 99 points. They finished third in the Pacific Division. They are 5-3-2 the last 10 games, and they lost the last game in OT. The differential is +3, 21-16-4 at home, but on the road, they have a good record of 23-9-7. Edmonton Oilers, they have changed the head coach, and since that, they fired Dave Tippett for Jay Woodcroft. This team is on fire. They finished, first of all, second in the Pacific. They won the last 3 games. They are 7-2-1. They have a differential of +38, and their record season is 49-26-6 for a total of 104 points. 28-12-1 at home, at 21-14-5 on the road. The power play, Oilers are number 3 in NHL. The King 27. The penalty kill, both struggled. 17 Oilers, 22 for the Kings. The goals for Oilers score 3.48 per game versus 2.87 for the Kings. Goal against, King have a good year so far, 2.83 versus 3.06 for the Oilers. Shot for, both teams shot over 34 shots per game. Face off, pretty even, 52.2 advantage the King versus 51.3 for the Oilers. The block shot, 13.11 for the Kings, 12.27 for the Oilers. Hit per 60 minutes, 22.34 advantage the Oilers versus 20.03 for the Kings. Finally, the giveaway puck every 60 minutes. The Kings are really solid at 6.73 versus 9.70 for the Oilers. They gave a lot of puck during the game as a giveaway puck. Let's dive in for the next graphic. It's the series between both teams. First of all, the Oilers win 3 of the 4 games this year, so a little bit advantage for the Oilers. The goaltender, honestly, Jonathan Quick have really won a solid year this season. In the last couple, it was not great, but Quick have 23 of the W for the Kings with a 2.59 and .910, so solid number for Quick. Peterson have 20 W, but he gave a lot of goals, 2.90, and only a save percentage of 8, 9, and 5. For the Oilers, we know the struggle all the way with the goaltending, but Mike Smith, after his injury, finished the year strong. We have 16 W, but 2.81, but a save percentage of .91 and 5. Koskinen have 27 W, but 3.10 and save percentage of 903. And the rookie Skinner came at some point. You have 2.62, a .91 and 3. At some point, Skinner is going to be a regular backup number 2 for sure over there. The leader, listen, the offensive Oilers is all over the Kings. Connor McDavid, 123, finished first as the most point. We have Leon Draisaitl with 55 goals. The punch 1 and 2 is amazing. And McDavid has 79 assists. For the King, KOPITAR, the captain, veteran, 67 points. Camp have a great year, the number 9 with 35 goals. And then KOPITAR have 48 assists. Below this graphic, we know already. You have to look all the different categories what the team did. I'm going to remove myself to give you a little bit chance to read everything. The strength for both teams. First of all, the King have a two-way player, maybe the best punch, 1 and 2 with KOPITAR and DANAULT. And plus, they have a good year. They know have a great, solid year with 27 goals this year. The secondary scorers. So I'm talking about Yefalo. I'm talking about Cam Atkinson. They have a good secondary scorer over there. You just need to produce more offensive overall to be sure they can have better chance to win against Edmonton others. One thing they are maybe strength enough also is between the pipe. Jonathan Quick been there before. The veteran won the Stanley Cup two times with the Kings. They know how this works for the playoff. He know how they prepare. The key for the Kings against the Oilers. For the Oilers, strength, offensive. That's the first thing. Number 3, goal again, goal 4 average. Their depth is really solid, better. When I'm talking about they improve it with the trade deadline, they get a couple of players, and that helping them, honestly. Then you have also now Evander Kane help that team to produce more. You have Hyman, you have Tressadol, INH, Yamamoto, they have Jarvie, and then we don't talk about the bottom after that with Derek Ryan, Brassard, Fogel, Cashin. They have better solid bottom 6 over there. The Punch, McDavid, and Tressadol, the best in NHL, and they can be physical. They can be physical. Now, the concern for the Kings, of course, the defense without Doughty out for the rest of the year, hard for them. But they pick up a couple of good players over there. Their defense is not bad. I don't know how they can handle the speed of the Oilers, but they will have to play more as a group together. So they don't have really a solid one quarterback over there. No offense. Honestly, 20 in NHL, the special team is not great. That's some department they need to get better to compete with the Oilers. Then for the Oilers, the goalies. We know this. Mike Smith, if he can handle them in front of the pipe, in front of the crease, I think the Oilers have a better chance to go a little bit more deeper this year on the playoff. Then their slow defense. We know the veterans, Duncan Keith, Cody Ceci, Chris Russell. Their defense is not a speed, at least half of them. Then the injury, Donald Nurse. If he's back, he's it at 100%. That's the key to know about him. Otherwise, we know Evan Bouchard, what he can do with Oilers. Let's dive in now, guys, for the probability of this series. We got 68% thinking the Oilers going to win versus 32. Oilers can win 11% and 4, and 5 and 20, 19 and 6, and 7 and 18%. And honestly, I would tell you my pick is the Edmonton Oilers in 6 for that series. I think the Kings can handle there a couple of games, but not good enough to win against the Oilers. So this is my prediction for the Edmonton Oilers in 6 over the Kings. Let's dive in and about odds fan stat. Don't go nowhere. You're going to love what I got for you for the stat. First of all, this is the fan categories for both teams. Who is better? You can take a time and stop the video, screenshot if you need it. That's not a problem. You can also offense, shooting, and compare. That's between both teams. And we want to thank Jay Fresh Hockey produce all those kind of informations I can sharing with you. I love those kind of analytic data for know more about the team. Here is the defense. You can see the King are a little bit overall a better defense over the Edmonton Oilers. That's maybe the only category where they are better. Then this is the play driving. Pretty solid. The King pretty good on Sven Corsi, Fenwich against the Edmonton. And then we have Sven players. This is called the macro and the micro level data. I cannot go all the way for each one of them, but I want to mention a couple of players. They pay my attention. Evan Bouchard, first release year, full time. Maybe at least for me the top 3 defensemen, if not top 2 over there, have a solid offensive season with the Oilers as the defenseman this year. True Daddy, I want to show to you because I believe that's the key. They are missing the King. That's the reason I believe they cannot win the series. He is the quarterback for there on both ways, on the defensive zone coverage and also on offensive. But obviously they don't have him this season for the rest of the year, so it's really difficult for them to compete against the Oilers. The next one here, of course, I'm going to talk about front players like Leon Draisaitl, the WER 100%. His offense is 99, but also its front categories, the low high, his chance assists. You can see how Leon Draisaitl, what he can bring on the orders. What about Connor McDavid? Maybe the best player in NHL, at least on offensive, with 123 points this year. And his defense getting better. Power play impact is great. You can see those kind of the 3-digit he got on front categories, plus the 99%. Just an amazing, great player he is. For the Kings, it's about two-way players. And first, we have to start with KOPITAR. We know he bring a couple. He bring a lot on offensive, but also on the defense. Well balanced. They have a WER 77%, so you can check his categories data for sure. And then we have to mention Philippe Danault. Philippe Danault, very surprised. WER 87%. He have 27 goals last season with the Montreal Canadiens, 5 goals only. He bring the balance a lot inside the lineup for the Kings. Let's dive in now for the Mike Smith, the goaltender. He's going to be the starter for the Oilers. WER 81%, the veteran, 41 years old. I don't know how long he can carry on that team on his shoulder. But look, we have to give credit for what he accomplished in the last 20 games of the season for the Oilers. The next one, of course, the goaltender, Jonathan Quick. WER 71 is another veteran, been there. He knows what he can do. So it'll be interesting, but he have a better year this season compared to 2021. Let's move on to friend stat. I love those. This is produced by the Atlantic website. The season start, a stat, and also the roster breakdown. I'm not going to go through this, but you have a lot of great information there. I love those stats. You can see also the league ranking and also the GSVA on the roster breakdown by the forward and also by the defense. You can take a time to watch this, learn more about their possibilities, how their stat works. Finally, I want to finish with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. This was their GSVA. It was project. Is their market value on NHL. And you can see overall they are underpaid for what they bring for their team, and their projected season 21 and their pace on 2022. So take a time to read about this. And then this is for NZ KOPITAR, and Philippe Danault. And finally, I want to mention one more. It's Mike Smith versus Jonathan Quick. All those players we mentioned earlier, but there's more about the GSVA and also the projected stat with the pace they got on 2022. Guys, this is going to be on me. All the offense versus defense. Who's going to play the best of what they are, their strength, is going to winning that series. On the King, they missed Doughty. The Edmonton, they're not going to get Donald Nurse at 100%. Two veteran goaltender between the pipe, Smith versus Quick. And finally, two offensive player, amazing for the Oilers, Draisaitl and McDavid versus two center, two-way players. They can shut down them is KOPITAR and Danault. I don't think that's enough. That's the reason I select the Edmonton Oilers in 6. Thanks for watching another video with the Hockey Coach, your cold friendship for the Hockey Nation Live Show. Of course, we want to remind you, yes, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, blessing day, everybody.